Welcome back to Geffen Christian's channel. Huyash is Nash. And tonight we have a review of the SKX011J1. The Orange Boy. What a shit nickname. But that's the nickname they gave it. And I'm going to review it. I've been looking forward to it. Thanks you to Mr. June, my PLN compadre from Tri-City, Polska, for sending in this watch. It comes in a grey box, and there it is. What a beauty. Look at that. Let's take him off the cushion for a closer look. And the cushion is a silvery affair, spongy, and has a few pubes hanging off the edge. Not really saluted. Look at this pubic hair. Get rid of them, but we'll remove him from that, and we'll begin the review. So to begin, we will start with the specs. And this is an SKX, a classic SKX, a true SKX with regards to case shape. There are many iterations with all kinds of peculiar cases, but we all know and love these ones, such as the 007, 009, this A011, the A53, and the yellow Bumblebee A35, I think it's called. And there are others, but I'm not going to go on about it. So, it is, as usual, a 42mm case with 13.5mm of thickness, 46mm lug to lug, and a 22mm lug width. Classic SKX. And look at that. Just look. Arabic numerals on this Japan version. Can you see that? Made in Japan. Hardlex crystal is featured here. A proprietary cliche that you've all heard a million times, with a lovely chamfered edge, recessed slightly under the bezel. It's flat and no AR coating, but it's not a big deal. Marine High has all kinds of coatings, and it does do a better job, but you know, this one is also good. It's a 200-meter water-resistant watch. It's ISO certified. It's not 660 feet. If you want to get into it, it's 656.2 feet. So 657 feet, it will immediately break underwater, so be aware of that. 120 click unidirectional bezel is featured, and this bezel is by far the best bezel I've felt on any of the SKXs I've handled, being number one my 007K1, the 007J, and the A53, and this one has the best bezel by far. I mean, it's almost Marine Master. Honestly, I mean, I have a Marine Master, and it's not that different. It's not as good, but fucking hell, it's pretty fucking good. It's like a sumo bezel. Really great. I mean, an old K1 here, he's on old Barry. He's a bit of a noisy old bugger. And he's seen better days, but he does his job. And, you know, I respect him for that. But back to the case in point, and let's turn him off so he shuts the fuck up. Fuck off, Barry, you fucking idiot. Look at this bezel on my K version. Clickety clackety. All kinds of backplay, and it's, you know, it's acceptable. Paid less than £200, about £200 for this watch, but on this one, it's silk. It's Edam melted on your bread. What do you think about it? And this is a brand new watch, discontinued, and I've tried to find out when this watch was discontinued. I couldn't find anything. I found something saying it was 2016, and I don't know. I mean, both of these were at least 2019, but I really don't know. We'll do some case back sticker removal. This is literally new old stock, and we'll see later. But there'll be no definitive answer for you. Dan, what's up, bro? I know you have one of these, and some of my subs have these, so pressure's on. I'll do my best. So we've done the specs, and I'm at danger of repeating myself about the water resistance. I think we'll go into the movement, which is the 7S26. Everybody knows about that. All you guys who watch this crap probably have one of these or something similar, and you know everything about it. It's a non-hacking, non-hand-winding 21 joule movement that beats at 21,600 vibrations per hour, a slow beat, with 41 hours or 40 hours of power reserve when fully wound with its bidirectional winding. Seiko Magic Lever is featuring, and for all you watchwinder trannies, it's 650 turns per day is enough to keep this little fella ticking. So I hope you like that. Day-date complication, stated tolerances of -20 to +40 a day. Not very accurate, but it runs a lot better than that, and it'll run for 20 years with no servicing, probably, which is pretty fucking good in my opinion. I've heard of Seikos from the 1980s, mid-80s, still running accurately now with no service. It's incredible. It's a prehistoric and discontinued movement, but it's incredibly reliable and hardy in its construction. But the inability to set exact time with its no hacking feature does not hack, and it does not handwind. And of course the date wheel here is in Arabic for no reason that I can fathom, but it looks quite great. So shut up. Get rid of it. Let's turn it to a more aesthetic position for purposes of review. 10 to 2? Is that okay, guys? Let's, sorry. There we go. 10 plus 10. Get rid of it. And it screws in absolutely great. And both of these are on, and this is just my opinion, but for me, the best aesthetics for this watch is the Oyster bracelet from Miltat. It's the best bracelet for this watch, in my retarded opinion. Obviously, everyone has their own taste. I don't like Jubilee bracelets. I don't like this on an end mill or a Hexad or any of those other ones. I like it as it is on this Oyster. So, agree or disagree, I don't really give a fuck. That's how I like mine. It is magnetic resistant to 60 Gauss, which is quite irrelevant to most of us. But that's what it does. It's a loud and brightly tangerine orange dial, certainly not to everyone's taste, with its flat mat. It's like a kamikaze yuzu from Japan. It's really not to everybody's taste. It's a real standout on the wrist, which I'll show you later. We'll have a look later. But the bezel markers and handset are a point of irritation for many. And I know these watches are often modded to make them appear more like the traditional 007. People, in all the pictures I've seen, quite often put this bezel insert here and the handset with this gold effect, which looks to me like a Christmas cracker toy. It's a bit shit. I would prefer to see the original handset or a blacked handset these gold markers on the bezel. It's sort of copper coloured. I don't know if I like it or not. I still haven't decided. I think I would have preferred it to have had this bezel insert on it and these hands. Then it would have looked a bit more calm. But you know, pretty freaky. And a lot of people say also that these loom plots are smaller. They're not smaller. They look smaller, don't they? They really do look smaller. But that's because they're framed in black, and these ones are framed in white, so it makes them appear larger than they are. The actual plots are the same size, so there's no difference in loom actually there. A little difference between J and K versions of these watches are the only real difference is if you had the 007 J and K together, is that you can see the bezel. The notches on the bezel are slightly different. Isn't that quite interesting? Look at that. But there we are. So let's remove the case back sticker. Mr. June has given me permission to do this. So here we go. This is like a real honor to me. I'm going to take it off. Just take it off, brush. Is it going to even come off? It's probably been on here for... Oh, there we go. Let's get him off. Ooh. And let's see the serial number here. We have a 92, so that is most likely 2019, judging by the state of this watch, unless it's been in storage for more than 10 years, and 2, which is February. Quite lovely. And what you get on these J versions is Japan. You don't get that on my K, and you can see the Miltat solid end links there. This is a mint piece, absolutely mint. It's brand new, and that was a pleasure. I think I've really said it all. I mean, it's a great, lovely watch. I haven't slapped any bubblers, so let's do that. I've got some tall twerps here. I've had some big boy bubblers as well, but this is a 568mm UK pint. Salute to all of you, Mad Rock, Inspector, and anyone, Paul, Terence, everybody who comments, Andrea. Absolutely proper. It's great. So along with this watch, Mr. June sent me some orange straps that he thought might look quite nice with it. We have a couple of shitters that I don't particularly like, and I'll show them to you now. We have this. This is the kind of strap that comes with the watch, but in black. It's never been a favourite of mine. This one is, I wouldn't call it FKM, it's a sort of plastic affair, and double keepers look a bit shit. Not that saluted. Next up we have this nylon Zulu NATO. What do you think? To me it's not my cup of tea, I'm not into it. But the other two are way more saluted. So this is the Bell Hamel. And Bell Hamel was, as far as I can tell, a great brand that made fantastic straps. And this is custom fitted to the SKX. This is the SKX011J, and it does. It fits perfectly here. You can see how nice that looks, and it's FKM rubber. The quality is absolutely great, and you can still buy these, but unfortunately Bell Hamel seem to have disappeared. Signed buckle, Tang is featuring a great strap. Shame they aren't around anymore. And the last one I have is this Tropic 22mm, which is also very nice. Let's put him on and see. I mean, it would be nice. This is by a brand called Furman. It's FKM rubber. Not as good as my Doxa one, but the colour's better. It's supple and lovely design. FKM rubber is all the rage nowadays in watch straps. It's a fluorocarbon-based fluoroelastomer material. Some people call it fluorine rubber, and it's classified under ISO 1629, which is the classification of basic rubber under a series of symbols based on the chemical components of the polymer chain. It's used in chemical processes, semiconductor manufacture, petroleum refining, food and pharmaceutical, aviation. The list goes on and on. But all we really care about is the fact that they use it in watch straps. It's got massive tolerance to chemicals and heat, which is what makes it almost indestructible, and it's very comfortable on wrist. So everybody needs an FKM strap. Silicone on a daily, saluted, but dust magnets, we don't need them. This stuff just doesn't pick up any dust, so I can recommend it to all of you. Let's end the review now. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Mr. Marine Master is here so that you can enjoy his Zaratsusha mirror, which seems to be a bit smudged, which is a common problem. But he is the best watch I've ever had. And what can I say? So we have three great pieces here. An 007K, an 011J, and an SLA 023J. What a bunch of cunts. Get rid of them all and buy something more expensive. That's what I want to do. But first we'll do a loom shot. Let's have a loom shot. We'll charge them up. Let's charge them, bro. Might take a few minutes, but we'll give them a little charge. They should be pretty charged. And here we go. So that's the difference. That's what an extra 2,600 pounds will get you. About 3 lumens of brightness. Absolutely great. And there we go with the 011. Let's see the 011 and the 007. Pretty much the same. Strange that. So finally we'll end with a couple of wrist shows for you all. Look at that. .007. My favorite. But the novelty of the Halloween pumpkin cannot be underestimated. And finally, the Grail piece. Stay freaky, bros. And never give up.